Hi, today we are making a cake called hot milk sponge cake. I have here 1/2 cup of milk, which I'm going to put on the stove right now, and this milk has to boil. Okay, it's going to heat up. There we go. Put in the back burner. Meanwhile, as the milk is cooking, boiling, I'm going to be sifting in 1 cup of all-purpose flour. It must be sifted, because it will make it come out right and fluffy. Sponge cake is very moist. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of baking powder. There we go. And a dash of salt. My grandmother Elizabeth used to always call it a dash of salt. You don't really measure it, you just put in, you just sort of guess, about maybe 1/4 to 1/3 teaspoon, if that. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to whisk the dry ingredients together and set it aside. Check the milk. Okay, milk has to boil for a few minutes, so. Now what we're going to do now is I'm going to put in 3 eggs in this bowl here, fresh farm eggs. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to mix the eggs into the light and creamy and foamy. Then I'm going to add in my sugar. Put this over here. Mix everything up here. I'm going to mix the eggs now. And we have a guess. Misty is in every one of my shows. She loves being on tape. Right, Misty? The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check my ingredients real fast to make sure I do this right. I'm going to add in 1 cup of sugar and gradually beat it. I always have to check, if you make a mistake, it can really come out lousy. So I'm going to gradually add in the sugar. Now look how, it almost looks like it's like the color of lemon, if I can describe it the right way. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to gradually add in the dry, and then I'm going to put in the milk with some vanilla. Very gradually add this. It's going to be a very light, fluffy cake. Now what I'm going to do now is add in the hot milk. This is why we call it hot milk sponge cake. There's a reason we call it this name. Okay. Watch the camera, lady. the batter is it's supposed to be this way. It's not to panic, all right? Now the final ingredients I'm going to be adding in now is vanilla. It's going to give it a nice vanilla-y taste. Guess what? We're out of vanilla. Don't panic. Well, we thought we had vanilla in one and we discovered we were out of it, so we got to throw that one out so we don't mix them up again. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Really nice. Now, right, Camel Lady, do me a favor. We need to get rid of this vanilla. Toss it. What would I do without my wonderful Camel Lady? Oh. Well, now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use a slightly greased cake pan, unsalted butter. It should always be slightly greased because it could stick. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the 350 oven and cook until brown, until the knife comes out clean. Okay, we'll keep that cabinet closed because a long time ago, folks, I banged my head on the corner of the cabinet and oh, I still remember the pain. I would say about 25 minutes. And here we have homemade sponge cake. Oh, it's so moist inside and best served is with coffee or vanilla ice cream. Sometimes you can put frosting on it, but I prefer to serve it with ice cream. It tastes really good. And once in a while, believe it or not, you can use frozen raspberries on it, but I prefer to use just plain coffee ice cream or vanilla ice cream. And here it is, homemade sponge cake, hot milk sponge cake from Deborah Waite's Home Country Kitchen. Have a great day.